Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be discussing something I've been meaning to make a video on for a while, and that is actually why I stopped buying Clone Army Customs. Now, first of all, just the elephant in the room, no shade to Clone Army Customs. They're an amazing company. Tyler's a great person. He does it as a business, and I have a lot of respect for that. However, people have their opinions. I do think a lot of Clone Army Customs figures are great, and it's not really their product's really good, and that's not one of the reasons why I stopped buying them. But yeah, anyway, today I'm going to be talking about why I'm not going to buy Clone Army Customs anymore, and I have a lot of reasons, and it's kind of just all piled up into me not making any more CAC hauls. The last one I did make was like this Tiger Shark Trooper with some helmets, because I was planning to do a Moonless 10 mock series part 2, but I'm not sure if that's still going to be happening because I am focusing on the clone base. But anyway, before the video starts, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell, especially all three of those are just super important, but the last two help me out a ton. Just subscribing to the channel. The more subscribers we get, if we get, let's say, 1,250 subscribers, I will by not September 1st, by September 24th, which is my birthday, I will do a giveaway. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So in case you guys do not know, Clone Army Customs is a very popular and probably the most well-known custom clone company, and essentially they just make a ton of custom clones. They have over 500 figures on their website, clonearmycustoms.com, and they mainly specialize in clones. Now they've been in the community for over 10 years, which is way longer than I have been, and for that reason I'm pretty much irrelevant to anything I say here. It does not matter at all, but I just thought I'd make a video on it because, why not, and some people might be wondering. So yeah, and also this video is kind of another, I want to educate people, or not like a teacher, but I want to tell people, I want to preach the good word, and I have some alternatives to CAC that are much cheaper, which I discovered, and that's part of the reason that I stopped buying them, which I'll get into in a second. But yeah, anyway, Clone Army Customs, like I said, have a ton of clones, and the only problem with them is that they're really expensive, and some of the things they do are not exactly accurate, which are pretty much the two main reasons I stopped buying them, but I'll elaborate on that. So you can see a basic Clone Army Customs figure here. It has a lot of printing. It's 360 wraparound, and the torso is just lovely. Now, the helmets are usually really good, however, there's a few elephants in the room, which I'll discuss. So, reason number one of why I stopped buying Clone Army Customs. Now, the first reason I stopped buying Clone Army Customs is that I really stopped buying them, I think, is when I got into decaling, because I just spent a lot of money on decaling, and that's kind of what I was doing for a while. However, that's not really why I stopped buying them, because if I managed, my money wisely, I could afford both Clone Army Customs and decals. However, I decided, you know what, I really spent a lot of time on decaling, and I got pretty good at it, to the point where I could decal figures like this, which is a crosshair, which is really hard to do, and it's really cool. So I think that's a skill that paid off. And the great part is, like Clone Army Customs, they have decaling, or CAC has printing, this has decaling all over the figure, and this is a dark, a black trooper, so it's gonna obviously want to cover most of the body. However, if you take a look at just a normal trooper here, like Hauser, he also has wraparound printing, just in case that's something you guys are wondering about. So yeah, so first of all, the main reason I really switched to decaling over Clone Army Customs is just because it's way cheaper, and one figure here, this Hauser, he costs $6, and even figures less complex than him, let's say this Kix I have here. Well, actually, I'm in Dogma. This is a Dogma figure, but yeah. Anyway, this Dogma here, he is only $5. I mean, this one's a Jonak one, that one's an AV one. The AV ones have wraparound printing and costs around $6. This one is just normal 180 printing, and it costs $5. Now, if you do want to make clones for this from Jonak toys that match LEGO style and slide in perfectly and fit in perfectly with your army, make sure you go jonactoys.com and use code BOOMER at checkout for 5% off and message me with proof and I'll give you a shout out. But anyway, beyond that shameless plug, so decaling is just a really great thing. And now, one thing I kind of skimmed over there, I kind of like hinted to that, is that decals, like a lot of decal brands make it their job to replicate Lego's design. For example, Jonak Toys pretty much perfected it with their realistic style. Like, this is a, it's kind of hard to see. I don't have a great example, but this here is like the Jonak decal, and this here is a real Lego body. So you could see the amazing replication of Lego's style there, and it's just pretty much one-to-one. I could only spot like a couple tiny, barely noticeable differences, and yeah, but that's just like, they can't even notice. And decals just do a great job of sliding in with Lego's their style and just your overall Lego Clone Army, which is something I saw in a comment section the other day. I saw somebody complaining that they don't buy Clone Army customs because customs just have too much printing. They don't fit in well with the rest of their army, which decaling, you kind of have an option of either 180, which are like accurate to what Lego does, or you have figures like this, which are super accurate to what the actual source material is. So that kind of brings me into my next point, and that is accuracy. So Clone Army Customs has some really accurate figures, I think. Like, Sev is really good. Like, his detail is insane and so on point. I was so impressed by the printing for such a long time. I thought it was so good. I still am really impressed by it and think it's so good. So, yeah, now figures like this are really just amazing, top tier CAC. The only thing that slightly, tiny bit inaccurate is just the toe printing, which I think is a bit much with CAC. They have the whole thing bold, where like AV only has like the outwards parts bold and just the interior's like a bit lighter, but that's just a quick note. Doesn't affect my ranking whatsoever. I just threw that in because why not? But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, but this is like a commando. CAC commandos are amazing and probably their best, in my opinion, their best works, their best designs. Now, this here is a normal, standard kind of CAC Phase 2 Trooper design or template. I wouldn't say it's like the template, but, it's just kind of an example. Of course, it like has all the markings and stuff because it's based off Battlefront, but this is the only example I had in hand. Now, I would like to say they nailed the torso and the legs. Those are like probably the best parts of CAC. And yeah, I think the torso and legs are pretty much a really good animated design, and by animated design I mean based off the Clone Wars and not based off the movies, which is another thing I'll get to in just a second. But the problem lies with the helmet. Now, the helmet mold is just really iffy, and I think that honestly their new realistic helmet mold is actually really good, but they should start using that for their animated troopers as well, and just using the animated style of armor on that mold, which would make much more sense because that mold is universally accurate. So like I was saying, Clone Army Customs did in fact make a realistic helmet mold, and here it is. You could see it actually looks really nice, and I actually really like the way these look. They look great on Lego torsos, and it's a great way to Clone Army build with the Jedi and Clone Trooper Battle Pack, for example. If you take this helmet and you put it on one of these, which is Lego's torso, which is based off the movies, it creates a pretty cool Clone Trooper, which I've actually used in mocks before, so yeah. Anyway, but the only problem with this trooper is that it does not match with the torso at all. And by that I mean, like, it looks acceptable. However, it does not really, like, make sense because this torso is the design based off the show, and the helmet is actually based off of the movies. So what they have not released a normal, like, the movie version of the torso yet, and by torso I'm referring to like the legs and the torso. However, if they were just to redesign this one part here, the curvature, at the bottom part of the torso, that would be fine too. There's not really anything they could really significantly change on the back and front. And here I'll just do a quick comparison of movie versus TV show kind of animated, kind of Clone Armor style. So here is the Clone Armor style of a basic Phase 2 clone based off of the movie, and the show. This is the show, and here is one based off of the movies. So you can see the main difference here is just the main torso part there. The helmets are also slightly different, but mainly it's just the torso here. But yeah, so that's just one thing I have with Clone Army Customs, and really I've really grown to like accuracy more in Lego. And a lot of people complain because they say it's a kid's toy, and they say that my opinion's stupid because I don't. Because if I want something accurate, I should buy something like Hot Toys or like Hot Wheels or whatever. And I really disagree with that because I've seen some really great Lego models. For example, when I complain about the Bad Batch shuttle being really ugly, and I stand by that. People said, oh, if you want something accurate, buy something else like a collector's model. And I just went ahead and I bought the custom Brick Wizard Lego. Like, it's a custom design with real Lego parts. Make sure you go check out my review of that. And it was absolutely it was amazing. And I stand by what I said because I just proved myself right that it's really possible to make great Lego models. And I think AV also proves that for the figures because you see here is a figure, and it is really accurate to the show. This is based off the Clone Wars or the Bad Batch, or whatever. And then here is one based off of the movies, like their armor template. And I know it's technically doesn't make sense because it was in the show, but they do. One great thing about AV is they actually designed armor styles for every pretty much almost every clone trooper ever, or like every clone legion ever, and they do it for the movies and the shows, which is really great. So you have an option of choosing, or kind of doing a little what if these characters were in the movies, and honestly, it looks great. So yeah, and I used to buy like a lot of Clone Army Customs when I was first starting my channel. When I really got into decaling, that's really I wouldn't say nail in the coffin, but that was like the wood for the coffin, I don't know. But yeah, so decaling is the main reason. Some side reasons are just money. I've really been focusing on other stuff like custom Lego sets and decaling. I really haven't had like a lot of spare money to really buy CAC with, especially since I'm trying to save for other stuff as well. And also the tertiary reason is just I've grown to like accuracy a lot more, and I still really like some Clone Army Customs products, like their new Tiger Shark Troopers. Those are super cool. Their commanders are always lit, and yeah, I'm really excited to see their Bad Batch, and I'm sure it'll be 10 times better than Legos because that's a pretty low bar. Anyway, so in conclusion, like I'm still gonna buy Clone Army Customs. Like they have a lot of great products. I just think that what I'm gonna probably start doing is just decaling the helmets. It's gonna be like $2 extra, and I think their torsos are amazing. And I think they just need to honestly just make a new template for realistic torsos. That'd be amazing. I really want to see that, but for now I'm gonna stick with AV figures. And if you haven't tried decaling, I definitely recommend it. If you want to get started, make sure to go check out jonactoys.com and buy some of their decal products. They offer amazing 180 decals, such as this Dogma here. He is super cool. I lost his helmet, but yeah, so you could get yourself all the products you need for decaling for only $5. Then you can get also the other products you need, which are all there on Jonak Toys. And if you want to save some money, use code BOOMER for 5% off. And also, I'll give you a shout out if you DM me with proof of using my code at checkout. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe if you did, and I'm out of here. Bye.